Welcome to Ezra's Chronicles, a place where faith, poetry, and wisdom are embraced. Today is Saturday, the 25th of January, 2025. This week's poet in review is the enigmatic genius of wit and style known as Oscar Wilde. Let's dive right in, shall we? Brilliant, flamboyant, and daringly ahead of his time, Oscar Wilde remains one of the most iconic figures in literary history. But who was the man behind the wit? Oscar Fingal O'Flaherty Wills Wilde was born on October the 16th, 1854 in Dublin, Ireland. His father was a celebrated surgeon and his mother a fiery poet and Irish nationalist. Wilde grew up in a household brimming with intellect and creativity. A gifted student, Wilde excelled at Oxford, winning accolades for his sharp mind and dazzling personality. It was here that he embraced his love of art, aesthetics, and the pursuit of beauty, principles that would define his life and work. By the 1880s, Wilde was a household name, known for his sharp wit and larger-than-life persona. He became the toast of London's social scene. His only novel, The Picture of Dorian Gray, shocked Victorian sensibilities but cemented his place as a literary genius. Wilde's plays, such as The Importance of Being Earnest and An Ideal Husband, dazzled audiences with their humor, elegance, and biting critique of society. Wilde, at the height of his fame, was adored and envied in equal measure. But Wilde's success came at a great cost. His relationship with Lord Alfred Douglas drew the ire of Douglas's father, leading to a series of trials that scandalized England. Wilde was convicted of gross indecency and sentenced to 2 years of hard labor in 1895. After his release, Wilde's health and spirit were broken. He spent his final years in poverty, living under the name Sebastian Melmoth in Paris. Despite his tragic end, Oscar Wilde's works and legacy endure. His words continue to inspire, provoke, and charm. As Wilde himself said, "We are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars." Oscar Wilde, a man who dared to live and write boldly, leaving behind a legacy as vibrant and unforgettable as his wit. Now, I've selected 3 random poems from Oscar Wilde to be read. The first is Windflowers. The Thames nocturna of blue and gold chains to a harmony in gray, a barge with ochre-colored hay dropped from the wharf in chill and cold. The yellow fog came creeping down. The bridges to the house's walls seemed changed to shadows, and St. Paul's loomed like a bubble o'er the town. Then suddenly arose the clang of waking life. The streets were stirred with country wagons, and a bird flew to the glistening roofs and sang. But one pale woman all alone, the daylight kissing her wan hair, loitered beneath the gas lamp's flare, with lips of flame and heart of stone. Next we have Flowers of Gold. The sea is flecked with bars of gray, the dull dead wind is out of tune, and like a withered leaf the moon is blown across the stormy bay. Etched clear upon the pallid sand lies the black boat a sailor boy clambers aboard in careless joy, with laughing face and gleaming hand. And overhead the curlews cry, where through the dusk upland's grass the young brown-throated reapers pass like silhouettes against the sky. And the final poem is Milton. Milton, I think thy spirit hath passed away from these white cliffs and high embattled towers. This gorgeous fiery colored world of ours seems fallen into ashes dull and gray, and the age changed into a mimic play, wherein we waste our else too crowded hours. For all our pomp and pageantry and powers, we are but fit to delve the common clay, seeing this little isle on which we stand, this England, the sea lion of the sea, by ignorant demagogues is held in fee, who love her not. Dear God, is this the land which bare a tripled empire in her hand, when Cromwell spake the word democracy? I'd like to know which poem was your favorite. What specific devices in the poem stood out for you? Was it the use of rhyme, assonance, or alliteration, for example? And please excuse the mistakes in the reading. I'm trying to improve there as well. Hopefully, I'll get to my goal where I can recite a whole poem without making any mistakes. And I also work on how I'm delivering the poem, but through my speaking. This is Ezra Godson. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, Godspeed and farewell.